الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So before I got on the stage, I was asked, basically, can I half the time that I have to talk? So it may be a little rocky, so I apologize for that. But alhamdulillah, the two previous speakers talked a lot about the issue of radicalization and entrapment. And so I want to go to more of what exactly can we do about it. So in terms of what we're seeing in terms of psychological patterns of individuals who are being entrapped increasingly, we find there are three main elements that we need to be aware of as a community. One, many of these individuals are lacking a sense of belongingness within the community, or either in their families, in the community, in the school, and they're lacking that connection and attachment with individuals that would help them navigate many of these issues. Second of all, many individuals are lacking the knowledge of the depth of Islam in terms of the younger folks. And third, many individuals who are increasingly becoming entrapped are suffering with mental health issues. And it's these mental health issues that are not being addressed, not taking not receiving the care that needed in the necessary time period, that also increases individuals' vulnerability. Now, in terms of what do we do with these patterns that we've talked about, that Dr. Nadeem talked about, that Khalil talked about for MLFA, we need to understand what are we going to do with this information. And part of it is really understanding and changing the mode of operation in youth work and how we promote youth development. And I want to focus on two key areas. The first area is realizing that we need to change our focus in promoting youth development to focus on three key areas. One, strengthening families. Two, schools and the masajids. And the reason is because these are the institutions that will help develop young people, help develop their relationship skills, help navigate them during these time periods where they may be having feelings and emotions and may want to act upon them. But having those mentors and those relationships to help navigate these issues will be imperative. Secondly, the issue that we need to also consider of these environments need to be environments that are youth empowering, that are environments that are emotionally, physically safe places, and are places where youth are engaged and can grow. And so I want to go into these a little more detail and really help us think about what is going on with our families, what are the issues. And one of the things is our families are suffering. Our families are a mess. Research study after research study is highlighting issues that we're having in our families, between parents, between husband and wives, between parents and children. We're not getting the care that we need. We're not getting the education that we need to help strengthen our families. And as a result, that's impacting young people. Secondly, our masajids are becoming irrelevant. Many young people are leaving the masjids. If you look at any Islamic school, any masjid Sunday school, you look at kindergarten, first grade, tons of kids, mashallah. But then you get to middle school and high school, and where are the young people? They're unmosqued. They're outside of the masjid. Why? Because the discourse is no longer relevant. The ability to attach the community, there's nothing being offered that's culturally relevant. We have to remember that our kids are American Muslims. They're not Arab Muslims. They're not Indo-Pak Muslims. They're American Muslims. And we need to respect them and their culture and integrate that within our communities. Secondly, the second area that we really need to focus on is developing a youth empowering environment, be it within the family, be it in the schools, or in the masjid community. And what does that mean? Now, there's a whole field on this topic of youth development, and I'm just going to pick up on a couple points for us to discuss today. One is our approach, be it within our families or within the masjid community needs to be strength-based. We need to understand the young people we're working with and build on their strengths. Secondly, we need to meet young people where they're at. If they come in with tattoos, alhamdulillah, at least they're coming. Let's work with them where they're at. If the individuals are coming not sure about their Islam, that's great. At least they're asking the questions to you. Start with where they're at and build them and strengthen them and develop them that way. Third, our work needs to be youth-generated. Oftentimes, we have two extremes within the Muslim community. We have some communities where the parents and the adults organize everything, develop it, execute, and just waiting for the young people to be present. And we have the other extreme where the young people organize everything, do everything, and parents and mentors and adults are not involved. We need a balance. We need it to be youth-generated, but mentored and monitored by caring adults. That's the only time they're going to have ownership on their activities and projects, and that's when it's going to be culturally relevant. Fourth, our environment, be it in the family or in the community or schools, needs to be skills-based. They need to be constantly growing and developing and feeling like they have an impact on the world around them that helps them attach and feeling the confidence and really realizing that there is a positive way to make change. I don't need to go out and get radicalized or get in a situation where they feel empowered some other way. There is a source and situation at home where they can make a difference. And fifth, we need to realize that they are going to make mistakes. It's okay. We expect them to make mistakes. We will be there for them when they make mistakes, and we will catch them and pull them back up when they make mistakes, and not ostracize them. Oftentimes, a young person makes a mistake, and they're ostracized from the community. Astaghfirullah, how could you do such a thing? And then, once they're ostracized, where are they going? They still need to connect, and they'll connect on the internet. They'll connect someplace else. We need to allow young people to make those mistakes and learn from those mistakes. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is willing to forgive them, who are we? And so with that, again, very short time, but I ask you all to really consider what is the mode of work that we are doing? How can we decrease the negative development pathway some of our young people are facing? How do we decrease their vulnerabilities? And part of it, all of us have talked about today. And I asked that you all keep our young people in your dua. I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us and protect us and help the young people that we care about. And we ask that He strengthens our relationships within the families, within the communities, amongst the young people. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help our young people to not just to avoid being vulnerable, but have a positive impact on their community. Be at the forefront of social justice, culture, and innovation, and help serve Allah by serving our country. Jazakallahu khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.